So somebody's driving along, they're going 30 miles an hour. Exactly 10 minutes later, they're going 50 miles an hour. So prove that in those 10 minutes, the car at some moment was accelerating at 120 miles per hour per hour. At first, it may sound like this is ridiculous because how could they be accelerating at 120 miles an hour if they're only driving 30 and 50? But this is talking about if they did that for a whole hour, because this is in hours. So if you were to break this down to minutes, because there's 60 minutes in an hour, so divide this by 60, that's only 2 miles an hour for every minute. So in other words, you wait a minute, they go up by 2 miles an hour, up to 32. Another minute, they go up to 34. So this actually is not unreasonable when you look at it in minutes, as this is in minutes. Okay, but actually now let's get to the actual work. So because it's the speedometer, I'm going to use v for the function. So the velocity, and this is going to be the starting time, so I'm just going to call that time 0. So the velocity at time 0 is equal to 30. And the velocity 10 minutes later is equal to 50. And this is a continuous function, so that means that you could use the mean value theorem. So that means that if you subtract these two values, 50 minus 30, and you subtract these two values, 10 minus 0, then there's going to be a place in between these two times when the derivative is equal to that. Now, there's only one small problem, and that is that this is in miles per hour, this is in miles per hour, and this is in minutes. So I need to change this 10 minutes to be in hours. So this, to change it to hours, you would need to divide by 60, since there's 60 minutes in an hour, or in other words, 10 minutes is 1/6 of an hour. Okay, now simplifying on the top, that's going to be a 20. The minus 0 contributes nothing, so this is going to be 10 divided by 60, or 1/6. And then the 20 can stay there, and then invert and multiply. It then says there has to be a moment when the derivative is equal to 120. And because we changed this into hours, then this is in miles per hour, or miles per hour squared. And the derivative of the velocity is acceleration. So there has to be a time when they were accelerating at 120 miles per hour. And then, like I say, if you change that to minutes, it's only 2 miles per hour every minute.